If you think kings live in halls of silk and gold crowns, you are deeply mistaken. Every morning of mine begins with anxiety, for even in the capital of the Frankish kingdom, Paris power does not guarantee safety. I am Dagobert, king of the Merovingians, and this city alive, breathing, plotting is mine. Yet I must remain vigilant, for enemies lurk even among my own relatives. My day begins before dawn. Before the first rays touch the clay roofs of Paris, the city is already awake. Artisans strike their hammers, blacksmiths fire up their forges to craft swords and plows that will later reach the markets or the armies. The air is thick with the smell of hot metal, resin, and fresh bread. Among these narrow streets, one can see the life of the people and the birth of power. My power is not merely gold or land, but the ability to balance my relatives, the priests, and the people. Today I received a letter from my uncle, the major domo of the royal court. He writes cautiously, but clearly. My decisions must align with his strategy. His words echo within me, for I know that true power in the Frankish kingdom has long belonged not to kings, but to those holding the keys to treasuries and church holdings. In the churches, especially the monastery of St. Enos, where I plan my own burial, books preserve knowledge and authority. Here priests decide what is sacred and what is not. Even a king must heed their words. Today a monk informed me that a valuable relic had vanished from the monastery. For you, this may seem trivial. For me, it signals a warning. Any weakness invites envy and conspiracy. Life in this city is tightly intertwined with politics. Artisans form guilds. Merchants in Lutetia discuss new trade routes from Flanders and Italy, while beggars roam from market to market, listening for whispers of my authority. Every day here is a small battle between the rich and poor, those ready to betray, and those still believing in justice. Sometimes, when I walk the city walls, I look down at the Seine. The water is calm, yet the streets are alive, with children running to monastery schools, artisans carrying heavy baskets, people watching my guards. I know that if I fail to act decisively, Paris will be vulnerable, and enemies do not forgive negligence. Intrigue does not stay within the palace walls. My younger brother lays claim to the throne, but even more dangerous are the secret alliances between relatives and majordomos. Today I was told that one advisor signed a pact with a neighboring kingdom. This is conspiracy, and I must respond, for even a small misstep can cost lives, not just mine, but those I protect. Yet life is not only fear and struggle. I build churches, grant lands to monasteries, for this is not merely religion, it is investment in the stability of the state. Paris grows, markets flourish, and my people begin to feel security. Today I visited the market and saw craftsmen selling cloth from Bruges. Small trade, tiny profits, but the joy of the people is immense. Sometimes I think it is these small details that determine the strength of a kingdom, not swords, but bread, craftsmanship, and knowledge. Time, however, reminds me harshly. The struggle for power continues, and death is inevitable. I, Dagobert, know that my Merovingian line is the last strong branch, and after me, true power will pass to the majordomos. This is not fear, it is realization. Even a king does not command history, he is but a part of it. Every evening, I embrace my children, ponder the future, pray in the church, and watch the world. And you know what strikes me the most? Even in the dark early Middle Ages, life goes on. People laugh, love, work, build, fight, and dream. Paris is not just stone and churches. It is the pulse of a living kingdom. And even a king, who knows all the intrigues and secrets, can only observe, guide, and hope that tomorrow will be better than today. Yes, kings die, dynasties change, enemies are ever present, but life in the city endures. And if anyone asks what it is like to be a king in the 7th century, I would say, do not think of gold or crowns. Think of the people, for they are what keep the country alive. The king is merely their guardian and witness.